Hello viewers, what have I done with my headphones? Right, here we are then. So just getting set up, and we're doing a bit of racing. I'm all mixed up with what's going on today, so I've literally just jumped on and I'm just going to check some stuff out. So we've got a few chats there as well. Hello Jason, and just seeing a YouTube chat as well, which hasn't come up in my internal chat. We've got a request here for heavy metal. This is Ridge Racer music. You know, you heathens need to realise that Ridge Racer is awesome. Always love the Ridge Racer music. So we've got Nations Cup here. So let's just jump into this, and we've got to practice on this. So practice times, we're a long way off. We're again, well, I say a long way off, we haven't done anything yet, so we're going to learn this 147. I was just looking at the top laps that have been done. Hold on a moment. We have a problem. Oh no, it's working. And we've set the car up, so now we're going to jump in and see if we can make any gains today. We've had a bad couple of races, but then again, I'm shattered today. I'm so tired. I could just sleep. But I'm here doing my streaming, battling hard for you guys. And so we've got the race at 6. It means that gives us a good solid half an hour to take in some practice and try and improve some times. I don't think there's much you can do with the car really. Just the one set of tyres. Fuel won't be a problem, so it's just a matter of going round and round really and seeing if we can... Oh goodness, let's just turn that down, that's a bit bright. Something else I've not got on. There we are. Hi Phoenix. Okay, so let's see where we get on. Hair's in a mess, haven't done anything with it, whatever. Take me as you find me. Away we go. How did the top players... Now I watched the top player, and he was able to brake much harder into that corner than I'm managing right now, so there's definitely something I'm missing there with the brakes. Was he using the handbrake as well to brake into the corner? I don't know where the handbrake is, so I'll need to take a minute to find it. And hi Brett, and that's not how to do that corner, but we don't know where the braking point is yet. So let's gradually learn together as a crew. Let's learn together and see. Ronalds, hi Ronalds. Let's see if we can build up a bit of speed. Nah, he was able to brake much later than me. So I've definitely got something missing under braking that the top players have. And they're 20 mile an hour faster through there than me. So I have a lot of learning to do. I don't think we're going to be able to get all that done. I think if we can just optimize the lap we have, then try and improve, then hopefully we can try and figure out where that extra speed is. So well off the pace at the moment, but we'll work on it. Damn. Couldn't get into that bend. Game sound's not working. Right, hang on viewers. Let's fix that. So you guys... Alright, it should be better now. It's a quiet car actually. Sometimes when I'm filming the replays, they're very loud compared to the in-game. Hang on then, just cruise back around. So the objective, viewers, is to get us down to a 149. The best in the world are doing 147, so that would be no probs. Thanks, Adam. Can you guys hear it? I've turned it up now. Let me know. It is still quite low according to the rating meter. Hang on. Is it a quieter car? There we are. Right, that should fix it. Alright, just having a swig of cold tea. And now we're going to building up for the lap. A lap of dreams. Now we've got a lot of speed we can find here as well, and the late braking, I'm not able to brake as late as the top guys, and we're just going to cruise around and see if we can get to the 149s, and I think then we'll be good for the race. The race is probably going to be mayhem. I doubt there's going to be any you've got the chicane of death, which always causes some. Better through there this time. So there's a little lift on this corner, I see. Just launch it again. These hard tyres are quite tricky as well. And we got Thiki here as well. Nice to see you, mate. I did like your tweets. So I'm just trying to learn this course now. And blend a bit there. Damn, don't give me a penalty. No, I've got this wrong. It's quite tricky, this car and these tyres. It's squirming all over the place at the moment. So we're still a good second below. We made some mistakes there, but we can work on that. Great through there, were we? I was a bit tentative on the brakes, so I braked for the corner, then lifted, then braked again, so I lost quite a bit of time there, as you can see. And we'll lose that all the way down this straight now, which shows how critical that is. Trying to keep the car as straight as possible. A bit quicker this time. And quicker through the chicane a bit. And getting a bit more speed, so still a way to go. Down to 150s now, so we just need to get us down into the 149s, and I think then we'll be in a place where we can start racing. Taking it slow through this section because I think there's more speed. Good, so we found another bit of time there. If the top players are using handbrakes at all. Still braking a bit early for that corner. Lost time on the exit there. So I think when you look at my first lap, was braking much later. There's probably half a second to a second just in that one hairpin. Shows how critical it is, really. Damn. Damn. Went too fast then. Got away with it. So time to find there. Okay. Gonna stop there for a moment. Just pause it there and take a look at a few comments. Absolutely, a bit of cold tea. This is what powers me, guys. A bit of cold tea. I make the cup of tea and then I sit down and I forget about it and I think, oh, it's still there. I'd better drink it. Just the manufacturer for you tonight. Well, good luck in that. Hope it goes well. I'll probably be tuning in. I often have a couple of streams I look at occasionally when they're racing. I've just joined BMW, but I haven't even looked at the manufacturer's cup yet. I quite like this track, so I think if I can just get my head around a couple of the corners here and find some consistency. I think it's not easy to be consistent with this car because it is so slidey, but I think I've comfortably got the 149 in me. I can see that. I mean, there I was slow into turn one, still finding time, so there's loads of time to find around this lap at the moment. Tried something new there, it didn't work, did it? Braking a bit later. As soon as you get a bit wide though, the car just doesn't turn in. It's a tricky one, but it was in the electric car last season, and once you find that braking point, the whole lap comes together. This really is like a second you can find down here if you get that just right. Ah, scum. I wondered if I'd get a penalty then, to be fair. It was a little bit close. Oh, practice makes perfect, Adam. So much time to find around the lap, if only I can pull it all together. I've completely forgot I have the penalty. And I did that corner properly. Typical. It's good time anyway. So shift down if I get a penalty will be helpful. So I'd say if we can at least do a 149 or a 150 in qualifying, we'll be hopefully in the top 10. Obviously, if you're in the we're in the BMW M4 with hard tyres. Sports hard, but they're just horrible tyres. Basically, there's no grip in this car, no grip at all. It's all over the place. So you sort of, I find that I'm being really careful under acceleration. You're almost tippy-toeing round to get the car around. That's it, Adam. You gotta practice makes perfect. Chill out with a bit of Allen radio, and then just get on there again. I find a little break now and again, so I sometimes have a break just before the race, which I normally do, where I say, right, I've done my laps now, I need to just chill out for a second, my brain needs to just think about it, and then Come on, there's loads of time we can find. Better. Better. Damn, didn't get into the 149s. That's frustrating. But we are making progress. Got a bit tense there when I was doing my lap, and I do that sometimes. I know when I'm on a better lap, and I think, oh, I've got it, I've got the speed. And then what happens is I think, oh, like on that final chicane, what went through my mind was I want to bank it. Let's not muck it up. So I went through the chicane about 10 mile an hour slower than I could have, just because. And that's where you lose that extra couple of tenths sometimes. And it might be like that in qualifying to an extent, but in the race, anything can happen because a lot of people are just going to floor it. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just saying about the penalty system. Obviously, we're always sort of moaning about it to an extent. It does work in terms of the way it stops cars. It's just the way the seconds are awarded is a bit inconsistent on the penalties. I say someone goes into the back of you and crashes off into the barriers, nothing to do with you, but you get a penalty. You know, that's often as well. If you're driving a one-stop strategy versus a two-stop or something like that, because you have worn tyres and you're slower into the corner, the system seems to consider that as brake testing, so you end up getting penalties as well. So you can't do one-stop strategies, or you have to just let people by if you do, which means that there's no point actually racing. Oh, there you go, that can happen very easily as well. So we're going to turn the ghost off now. Making progress, Adam. I should have a look at the manufacturers, but because I'm focused at the moment on this race in half an hour, I'm going to see how I get on. Just realised I haven't changed my brake bias, so that might help me a bit as well. I'm going to change the brake bias to the front just to see how it feels. Oh, it's making a huge difference. So that felt good. That felt good through there. So today's not really going to be a strategic race, which is a shame. I always prefer it when the races have tyre advantages and pit stop issues and stuff like that. I haven't even looked to see if there's a pit stop, but I don't think there is, and we're on hard tyres, so pit stops aren't going to be an issue. Corner, I tell you, that chicane of death is just horrible. So it looks like, guys, that unless something amazing happens, that 1 minute 50 is going to be the target lap time for the race. And then we're just going to have to see where we end up, really. Okay, that didn't work, did it? Never mind. Ah, here's King Jev as well. Hello. How's it going? How's it going? Hope the old exam work's going well. Having a bit of a break from the stress of daily racing. I had a couple of weeks off racing. I had a couple of weeks break. I was back last week. Had two of the worst races ever, but I thoroughly enjoyed myself in most of them. There's only one race where I just had to. I didn't rage quit. I just quit because it was just. I got taken out and it was like, oh well. My finish was just going to be worse than. Couldn't do anything in that car. It's horrible. Still deciding whether it's better to change there or not, but. I turned in too late then. If you get that corner wrong there and you turn in too late, it's just hangs you out to dry, sadly. So it's a tricky track. We've got some consistency in laps, so that's something, providing I keep my head. But I always find sometimes in these races that you do all this practice in this lobby or in this practice area, and then you go into the main race and the car seems to handle completely differently on the tyres to all the practice laps you do. So I take these all with a pinch of salt, really. Please don't give me a penalty. Getting faster though. Let's get this just right. Better. We found some time. Concentrate for a moment. See if we can just bring this together. Bring it home. Bring it home, viewers. We're losing time, are we? No, keeping it together. Keep it straight. Wide. Good section. Damn, lost some time there, didn't we? Oh, and you know what I did there was I shifted down. I shouldn't have. That was me tensing up again. So I don't do that when I'm racing. I don't do that. It does. The car does feel different, guys, doesn't it? It's the fuel. Absolutely. The fuel makes such a big difference, doesn't it? When you go into the actual lobbies and you're driving the car and it's just nothing like the practice laps that you do. And there are times when I practice and I think, well, I'm ready for the race. And then I go into the qualifying session, say, and the car's just not there, and I'm like, well, that practice I did, the car's nothing like that. At least we have some consistency here now. Whoopsie daisy. Oh well. Yeah, I mean, daily races, I don't tend to do that often. I quite enjoyed that Formula, whatever it was, race in Gran Turismo last week, race C, because it had both tyre and fuel strategies. So I like that. You know, it's one of my favourite daily race setups was the fact that you can choose, do you want to go lean on your fuel, or do you want to look after your tyres, or how do you want to run this? And it gave you the choice of driving in a way that suited your style. And when you've got lunatics in that way as well, you can always like pass them in the pits or something when they won't let you by on track. And I had one like that. It's nice to see the bullet train there, isn't it, as well? That's always a nice little touch now and again. No doubt someone at Polyphony would tell you that the bullet train only arrives when the real bullet train does in real life, or some nonsense detail that nobody's ever going to know. Car got away from me then, didn't it? It's a good experiment though, because if that happens in the race, just you're learning how to take care of it, you know. So we're quite a bit down now. Haven't got that braking point just right, have I? Not consistent at all. It's a strange one. Normally I have a line that I cover that I know that's when I brake and I make it for the corner, whereas here my speed going into the corner is so inconsistent that I'm braking at the same time, but despite the lap times being quite similar, it won't be this time, this will be a 151 of course, but kept it in the 1 minute 50, so I think it's fair to say we've got some consistency, guys. We've got some consistency. So we're ready for a break, I think. Time for a break. She's like, this. What I do is I pack in the learning quickly before a race, and just leave a bit of replay on. Just turn the sound down a bit so you can hear me. Okay, so Big Mike says you make it look easy. How do you do it? With anyone who plays this, it's practice. You just got to practice a lot and be very progressive. The thing about this car is it doesn't reward all that. You've got to be really smooth on the power, progressive on the exits, and really the difference between the different players are various different techniques. I mean, the top players will know everything about braking and various lines and exact times to change gear. I don't know all of that stuff. I'm just going to drive it, but if I can learn the basics of how to be relatively quick, so if I say, right, I'm going to do a 1 minute 50 every lap, then if somebody makes a mistake, well, they're gone, aren't they? So I just need to do a good lap in qualifying, that's all. I think if I can do a low 50 in qualifying, I'll be happy. And it depends how quick everyone else is in the lobby. So Adam says, what's the wheel called? This is a Thrustmaster TGT wheel with Formula base and a Thrustmaster LED thing on there as well. So yeah, you can always remove this when you buy the wheel. It actually comes with this attachment, though it's okay, but I found it gave me sore thumbs. I don't know if Thiki, if you managed to find that, but I find it gives me sore thumbs here. So I put so you guys can see on the camera behind me better. Now you can't, but if you can just about see, I put insulating tape on it, which smooths it off, and then it's not so chafing on the thumbs. I was actually getting blisters on my thumbs from it, so there you go. I like to use this Formula rim. It's a bit too thick. I could do with these bits being just marginally thinner, But other than that, feels pretty good for my big man-sized hands, which is great. So, loving this. What time is it now? It's 5:40. Now, am I from the Midlands? No, I'm a Londoner. But I'm a Londoner, but my voice is a little bit unusual because I just speak. When I went to school, people didn't speak like I spoke. They're a bit more like, do you know, like, what are you talking about, man, and all that. You know, we're gonna like play the game. You know, playing a little bit of like Gran Turismo sport in it and all that. But that's not me. You know, I'm not going to talk like that. But that's that's how it was. You know, like at school, innit? Yeah, that's where the and I just thought, no, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to say nothing, and yeah, I end up with a bit more sort of radio commentary voice. As you know, we can do gentle. We do gentle radio commentary with Alan Boyston today, watching a bit of Gran Turismo Sport, your channel for all the action. Absolutely, yes. You do use gloves, actually, and this, I tell you what, you feel it. Have a good feel with your thumbs. It's a bit rough on the old thumbs, I find, that is. So I do tend to use this. I also like the Sparco rims, both of them actually. I do like the GT Sparco rim as well. So I like all of that. And well, thank you, Coke. I wake up, you know, feeling like that every day. You know, it's every day's a new day. Let's see. So, and what else have we got here? What else? But Big Mike, it's lots of practice. And King Jeff was saying earlier, I missed some comments. Apologies about that, guys. Sometimes when I'm driving, there's like ultra focus, laser focus. So James, supposed to get Project Cars 2 in the post today. I guess Amazon has other ideas. Rubbish, Amazon. What are they like? And how can you not have Project Cars 2 already? I thought the whole world probably had that in racing terms. Damn. I'm probably going to say damn more in the race. So, you know, Adam asked, do you think we'll get 8K upscaling with the GTS? I think the menus will be in 8K. I don't think you'll get I can't see 8K scaling because I can't see a point of it. How many of us will have 8K televisions next year? You know, hardly anyone. So I don't think it's a key priority. You know, where you get checkerboard rendering for 4K TVs now, you won't get checkerboard 8K, at least not early on. Or if you do, it's going to be retro games or something. But 8K televisions are not near sort of mass market there. A wheel noob, you know, you were doing all right. I think you didn't give yourself enough time, James. I think you needed a bit more time just to get some finesse. But it does take time adjusting to the wheel, and a big part of adjusting to the wheel is getting the settings just where you need them, that sweet spot. And if you don't have that sweet spot, or you can't adapt to where you are, it can be. I'm not entirely comfortable in my seat because I'm too tall for it, and I'm left foot braking, which means that, you know, if you imagine my legs are like that, you know, it's like I'm sort of squashed in, and what happens is it cuts blood supply off to my left leg. So occasionally I've said to viewers I've got cramp in my foot, and it's because my foot's getting cold on the plate and the cramp of my leg is uncomfortable. So that's why I sometimes get that and have to go for a walk. So when I have my comfort breaks, I go for a walk around the room a bit just to get the blood supply back into it. Yes, rather fast for a wheel. Well, no, controller, third-person perspective noob. But honestly, though, you've done really well. I mean, you got up to an A+, which is brilliant. So, you know, you're always in the top, like, 0.2% in the world if you can get into the A+ sort of range. And that's great work. Yeah, I mean, I think I think regarding 4K televisions, 4K is what the new console's all about. 8K is a buzzword. I don't think you're going to see games in 8K. I don't think that 8K upscaling is a real thing. They might find a way to bring that in and say, oh, it's scaling up to 8K because it's got some kind of upscaler thing. It's just a buzzword. From a perceptible point of view, you won't be able to tell the difference anyway. So they can say whatever they want. As I say, game consoles are forever giving out, I wouldn't say full stats, but misleading stats. And I mentioned on the podcast the other day, one of the best misleading stats I ever heard was when the Atari Jaguar was released, and they said it powered 512 million pixels a second. And we were like, wow, that's incredible. Don't know what it means, but it's incredible. We later found out that was on a black and white TV with two colours, but it was a real stat, and that's how games companies will literally say it does upscaling. They're not telling you what the circumstances are or how that works or what impact it has. So my lap time is a 1 minute 50.1, I think. 1 minute 50.1. So Sam, it's still a way to go yet, but I'm not going to get better than that now. I'm just having a break before the actual race, and then I'll be ready to go. So looking forward to it today. I think that I'm going to do. I'll see how this race goes, and if it goes well, I'll do the other one. Or it goes well or badly, I'll see how I feel. I'm actually quite tired today. Honestly, I'm shattered, absolutely shattered today. But I thought, you know what? I tried this track. I like this track, so I do like these Tokyo tracks. They're sort of different to the others, or this particular type. It's got some very tricky corners. You've got that chicane where anything can happen. Just a shame we don't do enough races that are longer with tyre wear. Yeah, well, Coke, that's going to happen next gen. I mean, you're going to see GT Sport on the PS5. It will have weather and time of day, and it'll have everything, basically. And it's going to be everything you want it to be, from racing and physics and stuff like that. It's going to be fantastic. So we got Liquor-Matic there. Hello. And let's just check it out, how we're doing here. So it's all working, that's fine. Let's check the old stream is working, that's fine. And yeah, I think we're looking forward to today's race. What's my strategy? Well, there is no strategy today, Sam. It's there's no tyre changes, there's no pit stops. It's just going to be a matter of racing to the end, basically. So it's going to be all about good qualifying, and if you don't qualify well, the chances of you doing well are really limited. Because are you off now, Jeff? Right, okay. Are you okay? You've got to tune in for the race. You've got to see me do my stuff, surely. No good. Good luck with your race. Good luck with your race at the Nords. Hope it goes well. And see you later. And yeah, other than that, I think we've learned a lot in that session. So we're just going to log out of here for a second now, and we're just going to prepare for the race. Oh, the PS5 is going to be amazing. I mean, as Ziki's saying there, we'll have rain and we'll have all kinds of weather. We'll have track issues, in terms of temperature, dry parts and patches and degradation. I expect there'll be more other aspects, including effects and wind, and all the physics will be in there. And also it will be VR compatible, so you'll be able to run full VR while doing your Gran Turismo events. So let's enter the race. I haven't put a livery on the car, have I? But then again, it's sort of last minute, isn't it? Stefan, hello to Canada. And we got Terence here as well, so that's good. Oh, good man, James. That's I like to hear. So you can hear me when it all goes bad. The time when you need to look is when I go, oh my god, and that means that someone smacked into me and it's all bad news, and it's always their fault. I just want to point that out. It's never my fault. Sound shower. Hello, Tom. Tom, you're a big fan of the new Sonic the Hedgehog trailer. Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog. Can we all talk about that movie trailer for a moment? How bad is that? Honestly, how can you get it so wrong? So incredibly wrong. I don't even know how it's even possible to get Sonic that wrong. I'd love to have been in the room. If you think that's probably the nice cutesy version of Sonic, there may be other versions that looked not as nice. You kind of think of the alien at the end of Alien Resurrection that's part human, like a human face. You kind of think of that, don't you? Sonic the Hedgehog with a human face. It really is. It really is. We're not going to talk about it, are we? No. Absolutely, it's never your fault. It's never your. Actually, to be fair, anyone who knows me knows I do put my hand up when I do feel that it's my fault. But invariably it isn't, because a lot of it's down to racecraft, and a lot of it's down to, and if you've ever watched my streams, you'll know I often say he's got the position, or I'll let him by. It's knowing how long you can compete before something's going to happen, or sometimes it's knowing that someone's making a lunge that they're committed to, and even if you defend against that, they're going to take you out. So you just have to let that person through. And often they go off, by the way, but so we'll see. Coke, the race starts in 8 minutes. So as you can see at the top there, 8 minutes to the race. But Sonic the Hedgehog is so bad. So bad. Oh. And it's so bad, it's good, isn't it? In the sense that you just want that picture now. I've seen the bad taxidermy tales that went around a while ago, of course. I think I actually shared that. I had a few of those, and it was DR is S now. One day ago, it's not so much a problem. It's just perhaps during that last race you had, perhaps something happened, and you can lose driver ranking really quickly. So. Driver ranking is S. Now, one day ago it was A. Well, it depends how well you did as well in the last Nations Cup. But if you made an S, you had to apply for it. So, but if you're talking about the sportsmanship rating, that changes depending on how your races go. If you have a big drop, you just need to do some more races. So, Danny's here. Hey, man, good to see you again. Can you finally get round to answering a question? Sure. Okay, so the reason why I use bumper cam is because the cockpit cam, you can't zoom in to the right proportions in the cockpit to what my view would be. You can't remove the hand and the steering wheel. So when you turn a wheel in real life, you do that. Okay. When you turn a wheel in a video game, you do that. I can't see where I'm going. I'm just looking at a hand. It's no good. I've got to turn the hands off. I've got to move the steering wheel, the cockpit right to where I need it. And then the final reason is rear view mirror. I've got a nice clear rear view mirror in the bumper cam as well. The next thing is, so I don't need to see a second steering wheel. I can see a steering wheel and rev lights right in front of me. I don't need that replicated on the screen. I just need to see out the windscreen. So in a way, it works for me very much as a windscreen. And that's all I need, because when you're in a real car, you're not looking at your wheel. You can't see your wheel. You're looking down the road. You're looking at this section in the middle of your windscreen is what you're looking at. You're looking at where you're going. You're looking at your road signs, stuff like that. You've got a conscious view down there, what's happening. But the reality is it's all done with feel. It's more of a reaction when you're driving rather than perception in that sense. So if they bring that into Gran Turismo 5, where they enable you to move your mirrors and do something that enables you to drive from cockpit cam, then that would mean that I would drive cockpit all the time, because I've got all the kit here to enable it. Let's see. I'm right. I'm going to be back. I'm going to stretch my legs in, have a wander, get a cup of tea, and I'll be back in just a few minutes for the race, guys. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back in just a moment. I'll see you in just a second. Okay, viewers, here we are then. Let's do a little bit of practice. Got a cup of tea now, and so we got that in a moment. We're ready to go. What do we think today's race is going to be? I think quite challenging. Sometimes I feel quite confident going into a race, and sometimes I feel quite nervous. And I feel quite nervous today. I think because sometimes I feel like I'm consistent, and I know that I can do that. And sometimes I feel like I need a bit more practice, and I'm not. Such a tricky corner. Such a tricky corner. I've not found a consistent braking point for it yet. The car is going to be tricky with fuel as well. And Daniel here. I'm back. Having my last minute break before the race. I find I just need to walk around, have a stretch, and came off the brakes too early then. Boom. Didn't care about that. Not going to make it to the end anyway. Right. So, Jonathan's here as well. Hello, Jonathan. And I'll see whether or not to make fastest lap. I won't get the fastest lap, that's for sure. But I would like to... So what is our goal for this race? Top 10 finish. You're qualifying around 5th to 10th. Let's aim for that. Finish around, I don't know, 5th or 6th maybe. We'll wait and see. So watch out for Speedy Sheep. Michael, well, if it's your first FIA race, depends what rank you are, but here we are then in the lobby. Lots of A and S ranks. So as you can see, it's going to be a jolly difficult lobby. Not many players I know here. This is going to be tough, guys. This is going to be tough. Yes, they are. Yes, the details that we put out are confirmed on PS5 a couple of weeks ago. Oh, sorry, guys. I'll up that engine volume again. Sorry, I had the replay playing, so that should be sorted now. And that's it really. So let's look at the race details. The tyre wear is quite high. Fuel's not too bad, 6 times. How many laps? I mean, we ain't going to get through fuel and tyres, are we? So nothing to worry about really. It's just a matter of driving as fast as we can. I didn't see if it was a standing start or a... Is this guy going to let us by? No, he's not. So, yeah, I think if we can finish top 10, I'll be happy, honestly. In a lobby like this, I'm not obviously playing these all the time, so... Oh! That's quite interesting. Quite an interesting stop, wasn't it, there? He must have hit the corner. It's good to try that inside line, actually. Yes, this is all quite interesting, isn't it? Look, we've got a bit of bumper cars going on here. This is action. Action at Gran Turismo today. Look at that. Oh, it's into the warm-up. And that's just the warm-up. Thanks, Iki. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Appreciate it. We'll see how we get on in this lobby. Lots of A's and S's. So... it's not going to be slow. The S ranks are always difficult to determine because some of them are, they could be anything between A plus to B, but they're an S, so it's very difficult to determine how good a lot of them are. So we're going to do 2 runs. Obviously fuel is... guy appeared in front of me, then vanished, which was a bit weird. So we're on hard tyres. in theory that might mean that we don't actually have to pit, because the tyre wear is going to be so low that we'll see how hard people push in their out laps. This guy's determined to get past us, so we'll let him by. I don't really know why everyone's in a rush here to get by. Let this guy by. And he got past me. That is not what I wanted. Oh, and a bad start to the lap now. That's not what I wanted at all. Oh well. Never mind, viewers. Never mind. We'll do 2 laps, and I'm way down on speed. Oh, the car's completely different, isn't it, on the fuel? So it is very different to handle. Doesn't matter. Let's just use this as a practice lap. And we're just going to work it out now. I've just got to relax and settle into it. Sometimes I get a bit tense during qualifying. I just get tense. It's like, ooh, car's moving very differently there. That was interesting. Car is moving a lot more on the fuel weight than I was encountering before, but despite the bad start to the lap and not the great lap, it's not worked out too badly for us, has it? Do we pit though? That's the question. Do we pit? Don't know if it's good to pit or not, really. I mean, there's almost nowhere to the tyres. I think it might be better just to stay out. Don't know. Damn. You know, that's one of those situations where you're just like 5 miles an hour too quick. And massive understeer through the tunnel there. Damn, just managed to avoid him then. That was a bit close, viewers. A bit of understeer through that corner as well. I think what you can see here is that I'm going way down the order now, and there's more time to find, but everybody's going to be quick, I think, as the fuel drops. These laps are just going to get quicker and quicker. helps. That sort of helps. The guy ahead of me is quite quick as well, so... Slight mistake on that hairpin there, lost me quite a bit of time. Half a second off of my best, so that's not terrible. And the car is actually handling better through the tunnel now. Much quicker through the chicane then. Ah, better. Got it wrong this time, got it wrong through there. It's so easy to do when you're following another car. I was quite conscious then. I was closing on him a lot and lost a bit of concentration. I thought he was turning in then, but he's going to go for another set of tyres. Should I go for another set of tyres? I don't know. I think we'll just stay out and just burn off some fuel, really. He'll have fresh tyres on that final lap. Maybe I'll go drop down to 10th. But my objective here was to qualify in the top 10. So if we manage that, then I'll be... Damn. 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 It was said earlier, wasn't it? That's just put me off, actually. That fuel thing put me off. Go on, let's just pit for fun. Let's have a little pit. I'm just having a muck about here because it's nearly over to get through the lap. So we're down to 7th place. I bet it's really close between all these cars, you know. I reckon there'll be like 1 second covering the entire field. Let's just see if there was any... Oh, actually, do you know what? I made a mistake, didn't I? Not pitting. New tyres are feeling much better on half the fuel. I wasn't thinking that the hard tyres would be that much more grippy, but like driving with soft tyres, such a huge difference. Oh well, you live and learn. If we have a disaster, we can try again later. I think this will end my quali, won't it? Yeah. Oh well, we live and learn. I think I should have pitted, but there you go. Daniel says, "Don't stamp on it." No, that's absolutely right. The problem with this particular car is that even with a little bit of throttle, the back end likes to step out. So it's very much a balance. If you don't do enough, you lose a lot of time. If you do too much, you get all that oversteer. Some mix of different cars in the field. So 8th place, I'll take that. I'll take that. It's not the end of the world. Now, if anyone's seen this track before, the big challenge is the first 3 corners. If we can get through the first 3 corners sensibly, we're alright. But there's a high chance if someone crashes into you, you will get a penalty. So that's something to remember. Oh. Why do I not brake? I brake at the hairpin exactly where I need to brake, Jonathan. Thanks, Rudolph. Thanks, Rudolph. I hope you're all enjoying the stream. So 8th place, I'll take that. It's a good lobby. So I mean, if you look at the lap times, I wouldn't have beaten the first few guys. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. 8th place. I think I was capable of a 1:49.9 or 8 for sure, but you know, I matched my best ever time that I just did in the practice, so you know, close to my personal best. I can't complain about that. Warming my feet up for a moment. They get so cold on these pedals. Oh, freezing feet. Need like a hot water bottle, I think, just to keep my feet warm. I think, yeah, remake GT4. I think GT4 and Gran Turismo 6 even, just remake it on the PS5 or something. It'd be nice to have an HD version. Here we go, guys. Together again, the heroes return to the racetrack for an adventure like you've never seen before. Brilliant. Brilliant. We're always like that just to get us in the mood. To get us in the mood. Backseat drivers. Absolutely. It's quite funny actually, Thiki, because sometimes people say brake and it's like it turns up 30 seconds late on the chat. It's like telling me how to brake isn't going to help sometimes. But it's all about the learning, you know. You brake when you need to brake. And that's it. Thanks, Musical Chris. It's pretty competitive. I mean, I would say that if you were A+, you'd probably be looking at having to do 148 laps. You know, it's going to be on it, the top players. Thiki and those guys are just so quick. Alright, I'm not going to look at the chat when racing, guys. Remember, I'm just going to be focused. So I will catch up on it afterwards. Now, I think we're going to start a rolling start. At least I hope so, because we're not on a grid-like formation, so that will help us through the first lap for sure. Come on. So, based on lap times alone, if you look at the entire field, is doing a 1:50. I mean, this is crazy. Ah, oh, what's happened? What's happened? Ah, oh well. Oh, well, that's that then, isn't it, viewers? So, oh, gutted. I was so pumped for that race then. So pumped. Didn't touch it or anything. It's just decided to crash. Oh. Oh. And we just had a donation as well. Thank you, Senor. Well, what can I say? I have no words. No words at the moment. I was really looking forward to that race as well. No, I didn't kick anything. No, I wondered if I did at first. I thought, did I kick something? And Senor Roberto, thank you very much. And there was some kind of update, and you can see here whatever the update did, it decided to crash me out. Damn, I was so pumped for that race. So pumped. Personal best. Oh well. No, the hard drive is quite safely stashed away. Oh, I just hit the button there to take out the disk. So yeah, hard drive's nowhere, so didn't touch the hard drive. But, well, there you have it, viewers. There you have it. That was a great race, wasn't it? Oh, man. All that effort. It's so bloody frustrating, isn't it? Well, there you go. What happened? Some kind of update came in and it messed up my hard drive, and that was it. That was it. So that is that. 30 minutes before manufacturers start. Yeah, I don't know if I have time to look at the manufacturers race instead. Oh, can't even skip this, can you? Well, there you go. The life of being a streamer, eh? I am so pissed off about it right now. Oh, goodness. Right, don't worry, guys. We'll do another race. But you know what? That could have been alright, that race. Could have been alright. So that's that race done. That was a good race, wasn't it, viewers? That's our FIA Nations Cup tonight. So can't get into it again now. So that's the end of that. What do we got here? Manufacturers. We can have a look at the manufacturers races. I don't even know. I'm not very good at this track. I don't know it very well. We'll have a quick look at this. I don't know this track at all well. So, so frustrating. So frustrating. Oh, well, sorry guys. What can I say? What can I say? I was pumped for that race then. Pumped for it. I felt good about that race. Felt good about that. Now means I have to run it again at 8 o'clock. Oh, I can't. Oh, can I run? I have to see what. Right, hang on. Let's just. What about this? What have I got here? Ford GT. Is this any good? Ford GT. Is that any good, Tiki? I've gone Ford. Yeah, I went Ford for no reason other than I just thought, just do a Ford. Everybody's doing Honda and Toyota and everything else and standard makes, and I thought let's just go with a solid Ford muscle car. Let's just learn the circuit for a minute because I don't know the circuit. So I know it sounds crazy, but I only started playing this game in December, and though it was a few months ago now, because tracks have been added, I don't get to see a lot of these original tracks very often, or I've skipped them in races because I haven't had time to learn them. So learning tracks like this will be difficult for me. So I don't know where the braking points are. I'm looking at the map when you see me looking like that. Couldn't keep it. I was pushing a bit hard then. Doesn't matter. I was on the wrong side anyway for braking. Oh, okay, that's a very slow corner, isn't it? So I've literally got to learn this track from the off first. So I'm just going to go around it and learn where the basic corners are. It's a lot to learn, isn't it, in the time we have, but where the braking points. Bear in mind, I don't know where the braking points are. So no doubt traction control will be on. Just turn it down a little bit while we learn the circuit. Okay, so we know this bit then. This is from the other day. Ah, I know, so frustrating, viewers. So whatever went wrong there, I first thought I'd hit something with my knee, but it wasn't. It was just the fact that that update came in for Xenon Racer and it decided to brick itself. I don't know what it is about the PS3 guys, but PS4, sorry, but well, PS3 as well to an extent, is that every now and again it says you didn't turn the system off properly, or the storage media was disconnected or something, and you think no one's touched it. It's not gone anywhere. It's so unstable. I've got to learn this in miracle time. Vicky will know I've had to learn a few things on this because you were watching my first ever FIA race a while ago, back in December, and I didn't even know the format back then. I mean, it's like, what do I do? Is there qualifying? I don't know. Yeah, it was a shame about that race then. I was really feeling pumped for that race. The trouble is, when we race the second time now, everybody's going to be a bit quicker. You know, everyone's going to have had all that practice in a race. And you're just going to find that... I got that wrong. You're just going to find that it's going to be a much harder affair now. That's the disappointment with missing out on that race. You get a lot from track time. You get a lot of experience of the racecraft required and where people are making mistakes. And like, for example, on that race there, I noted that I didn't change my tyres, and I realised that actually I could have gone quicker. I could have gone quicker if I'd changed my tyres. So we're trying to learn a lot here in a small amount of time if we can. That's why you see all this crashing off. You can do it without crashing off, but then you're not going to be very quick. It's going to take longer sometimes. wonder if that's a third gear, I don't know. Ah, absolutely, Matt, absolutely. Well, Jeff and Matt, you've just missed my my first race, as it were, which is a bit of a shame. Unfortunately, I had a technical malfunction which kicked me out of the lobby. So let's get rid of that for a minute. So now we're just going to have a little practice on the Manufacturer's Cup to give you guys something to look at that's not, so you're not bored watching me practice for 2 hours. Besides, it's a bit more interesting than daily races. I'm just learning this track at the moment, so I don't know where the braking points are as such. Just improve a bit this time. It was a shame in that qualifying because that was like right up there with my personal best, so we'll have to see later. I don't know where the braking point is, but we're looking at the cones. So this is going to be a tricky track to learn, there's no doubt about it. Damn. I'm still recovering from this being booted out of that lobby. I was so pumped for that race then. Now I've got to learn this track and try getting up to speed on them. Thank you, Senor Roberto. Roberto, sorry. I'm just looking at the corner of my eye there. I'm just trying to get my head together now after that frustration on that race. I was really looking forward to that race. So we're going to try and hook up a lap now. Come on, let's do this. Let's put a lap together. Okay, that wasn't the right way around the corner, I know. That should have been second after all. Trying third just to see how it'd work. Now we're going to try and improve. So we're going to try. We're going to see if we can try and find some time. So we still need to find probably another 5 seconds, honestly. We're fine. We've just got to learn the lap gradually, and if we can just find some consistency first. The thing about these manufacturer cup races is because all the cars are different, it's never really over until it's over, is it? We are using hard tyres. Is everyone using hard tyres? I'll have to find out. Did I ever use iRacing? I did use iRacing, and I am planning on using it again. Actually, iRacing. I've got an account, so I am planning on using iRacing again. I don't at the moment because I can't stream when I'm using my PC. It slows my PC right down. So, and the other problem with iRacing is that I have to admit I can't do races that require too much practice, like setup and all that. So I don't have time for it. So if we had like a dedicated sim racer on the channel, that would be ideal, but we don't. So I have to kind of do what I can in the time I have. So we're on hard tyres. I don't even know if there's softer tyres available actually. I should take a look. That would make life a little bit easier if there are. Still, at least we're learning the course on the hard tyres, and then at least we can try and... Yeah, sometimes you've got to learn all this corner by corner, so... starting from ground zero sometimes, so and you can see there we were on less than maybe a quarter power there when the car started to spin out, so we lost all those gains. Okay, so we're going to stop there, get the pits, and mediums in the race, however they will be destroyed. Okay, what do you think about medium rear, hard front? What do we think of that? What do we think of that as a pit strategy? Let's have a look at the medium tyres just to see what they're like. This car might be bad on tyres though. I don't know what this car's like on tyres. Are you off now, Thiki? Okay. Meezy's saying medium. Sorry, I'm concentrating on the driving. Right, okay. Chicane is that Fanatic wheel? No, this is the Thrustmaster. Okay. Not on this car. Okay. Well, I'm going to check out the mediums just to see where I am in terms of performance. You know, if I can get to within 2 seconds of the qualifying times, then I'm happy. I don't need to be top. I just need to be able to go round like the last race. You know, I was consistent at a 150. Some people are not consistent in the race. They do get a good quali lap in, but as tyres change. Feeling the difference. Too much wheel spin. That's a tricky corner. All the time I lost there. Loads. Do you know what's surprising actually is how good the hard tyres were on this car actually. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, yes, I've made mistakes and I would be a second or two down the road, but not too bad. You know, so I've got a 2 minute 16 in me. If I piece it all together, that's my best for sure. I'm not that quick on this track. I don't understand how to be quick on it, honestly. Not quick enough at all, you know. Bit hesitant there. Damn. Lost all that time there, didn't I? 2/10. Would have been a couple of seconds quicker. So, as I say, we've got the 2:16s available, but I think getting into the 2:15s are going to be tough for me. We're going to have to take risks. Like that. That was quite risky because we went flat. Braking later. Braking too late. Trying something out though. We're always learning. This gives us some more racing vibe now, because now we've got a ghost to look at. Imagine you're in a race and this is what it's going to be like. It's going to be action, viewers. Hang in there. It's going to be action. I was trying something there, but it didn't work out. Right, let's have a break for a minute then. So that's a good learning session, wasn't it? We went from ground zero to that. We know we've got a 1:16 in us. I think possibly even quicker than that, but it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. Thanks, Rudolph. And a race entry is now available, is it? Oh, goodness me. What am I doing? Right. So let's just have a look then. I'll go to that in just a minute. Just going to have a look at the... so the ranking boards are at 2, 13 and 14. Obviously there's no Ford on there, but I think if we can get to the 216s, at least we're not in the wilderness, you know. I think on a lap this long, cold tea. Bloody shame we got kicked out of that lobby earlier. I was so pumped for that race. I mean pumped. Well, here we are then. Here we are. And I just saw earlier from Signor Roberto, hopefully no Punterinos, exactly. Well, we always hope that in a race, don't we? It punted off. Right, let's just take a look then. Driving options. Doesn't say here what the race options are. I'm just going to put on the replay just for a minute. So I'm just going to turn it down a little bit so you guys can hear me still. It is. I mean, the last chicane is. It's always more. It's some of the corners that look simple that are really hard. Oh, thank you. So Xenon Racer installations, what caused the problem earlier, basically. Thanks. Adam, 2:19's my best. That's a good time. It's a good time. I mean, I think that you've got to remember that those guys that do 2 minutes 13 and 14, they're the aliens, you know. I mean, they're not like you or me. We weren't doing too bad, were we? Using all the track there, wasn't I? I didn't realise quite how much I was using. So, trying to learn the track. I guess what I'm trying to do is just not be rubbish for you guys. But at least have a race, you know? Oh, let's cool the hands down for a minute. Okay, we've got Dave Holt here as well. Hello, Dave. And I think he was saying earlier, I suck here big time. Well, I bet you're amazing. Bet he's amazing. Bet he's amazing. He's always good. He's always quick. That just means you're going to moan more about it. That's all. But yeah, learning the track more and more. I actually quite liked this car. I think, yes, I could use another car and maybe do a faster time, but with the time we have, I'm actually going to stick with this. It's very difficult on that corner there because you've got to be really slow around that section, so you just got to be patient, basically. I don't think there's any overtaking around there anyway, so it's going to be tough. It's a tough course. This is a tough course. There's a lot of very tricky corners on it, a lot of easy areas like there to get wheel spin. And of course, when you go into the lobby, like I was saying earlier, you know, as soon as you alter the fuel load on the car and the tyres, suddenly it all handles very differently. So it's going to be tricky trying to learn the course. So we got up to a 2:17.0. 0.9, which was a shame because we crossed the line doing a 2:16, and also we crossed the final corner, and I just got some wheel spin in that final corner. Got on the power a bit too early, basically, and then had to back off and then get on the power again. And then you lose 2-3 tenths down the straight, so that cost me, viewers. Right, let's just check the stream details and we got a few people watching on YouTube tonight, so hello to everybody on YouTube, hello to everybody on Twitch as well. There's a few of you watching there lurking, and hello to people on Facebook watching. We're always cutting across what we do. So we've got a couple of viewers on Facebook as well here and there. Alright, tyre wear is a joke. Okay, is there any pit stops in this race? Does anyone know if there's any pit stops? See, I wonder if I can just go on hard tyres. I don't know if it's worth it, because I think it's going to be better for me to... I don't know if it's worth me sticking to hard tyres and then just not pitting. So, don't know what, I don't know. Carbon fibre bodywork there. So, no, it's good. It's good. We'll see how we get on. Lap 3. All right, okay. Right, don't stop. Don't stop. Okay, so it's a no stop. Just got to look after your tyres. So that's okay then. We'll certainly look after our tyres. No stop. Okay, thanks guys. No stop. I might as well go on mediums, and then see where I am. See where I am in the race. No, we'll have a look. How long we got? We've got long. We're gonna sign up to the race now, guys. In just a moment. Just a moment, we will. Just resting myself. I like to have my zone out period. Oh, of course, they don't allow stability control, do they now, or whatever? In this or counter steer control is what they've taken out apparently. So. That's going to be rather interesting, I think, to people who you have to stop. We've got a real we've got a discussion going on here. Oh, I do. Right, okay. I do have to pit. All right, that's fine. Okay, the no stop is way slower. All right then. Alright, we will pit then. We'll just go with a pit stop and we'll give it everything. Go for a pit stop. So that was a good learning session again. There's only so much I can do at a time, because I find that, don't forget, when you're doing these streams, you know, you're doing sort of three race Grand Prix distances by the end of it. You know, you literally do like hundreds of laps. I've got to do all these laps and then go back on the other race and do that again afterwards. After that I will be tired, so just trying to rest where I can. That's where it went wrong there, look at that. And that's how it can happen in the race as well. So let's back out of here now. Again, I'm going to have a little break for 5 minutes, I think, just to chill out, I think, because it's always nice for me to have a little break beforehand, just so I can chill out and just walk around a bit, get some blood supply back into my legs, and then be ready for the race. Yeah, it's going to be interesting tonight. I think this will be, where are we hoping to finish in this race? Literally, we've got no expectations. I think that if we qualify anywhere above 15th place, we'll be okay, given the limited practice. And I think if we finish anywhere in the top 10, then that'll be a result, basically. Really? Yeah, I'm going to just going to see what I can do with tyres. I think that it depends how quick they wear out, doesn't it? Let's just go into the race lobby for a second, or whatever, practice lobby. Oh, I tell you, good old wheel sniffing. That's all done now. It's all done. No new wheels turning up these days. We've got them all now. Thrustmaster have literally flooded them all. So have Fanatic. So I skip it over now and again. I do a bit of both. I like to share the love, viewers. I like to share the love between Thrustmaster and Fanatic. Let's just. I just want to see what. I think it's even worth doing racing hard to the front. Oh, I know Key, Shaheen, so I know Key well, so yeah. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I will. Kind of makes me wonder whether to go hard myself. Actually, how much time do we have? We've got a couple of minutes. Let's just try. Let's just try one lap with. I've got to warm my feet up as well because my feet are freezing. It's just get so cold on this plate. Right. Let's just try this for a second. Let's try it. Just. Oh no, it's not what I wanted to do. Actually, hold on. Let's change to hard just to see where we are in terms of pace. I mean, if it could mean we pit a lap later, that could mean good grip at the end when everyone else is struggling. So three minutes. Haven't had my break, but we're going to carry on for a minute. Completely different braking point there, isn't there? It's funny when you go back to the hard tyres after using the medium. You could do this flat in the mediums, you know, relatively straightforward. And yet in the hard, it's a bit more of a broke too late. Different grip levels, isn't it? You jump into another car, you go, another tyre, you go flat out, you hit the brakes at roughly the same point, and you're in next week. Before you know it. That's a tricky corner as well in the hard tyre, and more wheel spin than you do on the mediums. The mediums are infinitely easier to drive with, so we're going to see if we can at least stick with them at first. I mean, hards are okay if you want to bank if you're way ahead or something like that, I don't know, because the mediums will fall off. Braking points is quite different as well. Such a tricky corner there. Doing the same as I was. It's funny, you know, you get your head into the mediums mindset and you realise that actually you are doing everything different, aren't you? So more practice required on the hard. This wasn't an optimum lap on the hard by any means, but that's quite an unpredictable slide there. They're not terrible, the hards, but they are probably 2 seconds a lap slower. I mean, I'd say that expert players will be doing like 2:17s on the hard tyre probably. It's we lost a lot of time on this corner. Understeer through there. Ah, damn it. Couldn't keep control. Tried. Second down, we were second down, so we were getting to the... Could probably do 2:18, but I think if we practice, we don't have the practice time now to try and improve. Right, I'll be straight back, viewers, then. I've got to walk around for a minute as well. So I'm just going to not move. Okay, viewers, that was a good warm-up, wasn't it? Good warm-up. Goodness me. Relax. Right. So my feet are freezing. Oh my god. Here we go then. So I'm not expecting much here. So the plan here is to qualify. Feet are freezing. That's not good for me. Oh no, I didn't hit the pedal then. Gloves on for a second. And then we're ready to go. I'm on the wrong tyres. I'm on the wrong tyres. Damn, I'm on the wrong tyres. Completely forgot. Oh, well, I may as well just go back in the pits. I won't get to do 2 runs now. That's a bit of a bummer, viewers. So we're just going to do 2 runs. We're going to do a banker run probably. Is there any point? Is there any point? There isn't. There isn't. We've lost a run. That's a real shame. Oh, it's a bit frustrating. I completely forgot I changed them last minute. I should have changed them back. I won't have time now to actually okay. Let's see. So we get on then. We'll have to change our tyres, and then we'll have our 1 lap, or 1 quali lap, which is a bit of a shame. Still, even if we start last, it's fine. I mean, this is just a bonus, really. I should have had a proper break earlier. Give him some space. He is a Ford after all. So that's him setting off on his lap, and now it's me going here and getting my tyres. Medium, and do not refuel. Okay, so that's my qualifying pretty much over, really. I won't be able to get round and do a light fuel run, so it's ruined it. Just go wide and let him by. So the problem is, at the moment we're at risk of damaging our tyres, so we're just going to go wide and let this guy past. The thing is, I'm quite nice to people, aren't I? I mean, other people never let me by, but I just always feel there's a certain gentlemanly conduct in respecting other drivers. That's just the way I roll. Let him go. I know I'm going to get blocked, aren't I, on my lap for sure. It's going to happen. Okay, so we've only got 1 lap, viewers. 1 lap. And like I say, for all the practice you do, as soon as you get into this car in this lobby, it handles just so differently. It's like a different beast, really. Just get some fuel in the car and okay. Let's see where we end up. We're 20th on the grid. Anywhere better than 20th. Disaster. Terrible first corner. So we're angling for 2 minutes 18 here. Basically, that's where this is going to be. Does he let us by? No, he's not letting us by. Braking early. Oh, he's blocking us. Ah, what is the point in that? Honestly, what is the point in that? So incensed by that, you know, you let people by, and then when you come round, they just decide they're going to block you and ruin your lap. Oh well, that's it. That's ruined it. Absolutely ruined any semblance of lap there that we had coming together. Oh well, that's the situation, isn't it? You know, it's like you let somebody by, and look at that. That would have been comfortably in the 216s had that guy not blocked me then. I can't believe it. And now the tyres are sort of cooked, aren't they, to an extent? But we're just going to go for it because we haven't got much to lose, really. Tyres are gone. Tyres are gone. Tyres are gone. Halfway through the lap. Couldn't keep my foot down there then. I waited so long to get on the power then, it still spun out from under me. Tyres are gone. Push, keep pushing. Nah, look how the tyres wore on lap 2. That was a real shame, you know. That was a real shame. Don't know why he felt the need to block us, but especially after I let him by. Oh well, there's nothing you can do. It's better to be decent about it, but so that's a bit frustrating. That is. Don't really know, Doug. I don't know what he was doing. He was just moving across on the racing line into the braking point on the corner. You know, you drive off the racing line. You know, it's when you're recovering to the pits at like half speed, just pull over. Just covering the apex. What's the point in that? I mean, I'm actually I crashed into the guy, messed up my corners, and still got 13th on the grid. That's not too bad at all, really. So, yeah, just, you know, when you're in the heat of the moment and you're racing and somebody slows in front of you, they might not be that slow, but it's just that it feels like an eternity. It's like, I know I'm losing, I'm not getting on the power, I'm getting on the power like a second later, whatever, and it just means that you know you've lost half a second just on that section, and it takes you out of your space. You're sort of warming the feet. Got to warm the feet. Feet are freezing. 14th place. Well, I did say that, didn't I? I said if I finish 15th or above. I think what frustrates me there is 2 minutes 17. I comfortably had that, didn't I? Comfortably had that first place on the grid. That's frustrating. Oh well. I've already got a cramp in my foot. This is bad. This is bad. I'm trying to warm my feet up. Bad circulation. Okay, so yeah, well, we haven't got much we can do. We just have to go for it. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go for it. Go for it, viewers. Look at that. Could have easily been in the top 5 there. Easily. Oh, that's a bit frustrating. But it happens like that. That's motor racing, viewers. It's motor racing. Absolutely key, absolutely. We're always going to push in the race. You never know. Liam's asking what happened. Got kicked out of the first race due to a technical issue with my PlayStation. Well, alas, Armchair. That's a very good thing to say. Armchair Racer is a great name, by the way. It seems like that, but all the way forward, we'll try. We've certainly got the consistent pace to actually get up there, haven't we? It just depends if the start goes well. You know, we don't get taken out by some moron. Top 10 finish, guys. Let's do it. I'm going to have to get some racing shoes or something because my feet are just so cold on these pedals, these Thrustmaster pedals. Okay. I wonder if we're starting on the grid or not. It's a rolling start. It's a rolling start, I think, isn't it? Does anyone know if it's a rolling start? Look. Oh, it is a rolling start. Yeah, it is. I can tell they're in a rolling start formation there. Okay, so that'll help a bit. I find when we have a grid start, there is often a pile-up. Thanks, Jeff. I'll try. I need some slippers. That's what it is. I just need some comfortable slippers that are tight to the foot in that sense. I mean, that will just keep them warm. The Thrustmaster pedals have like a metal plate, and it gets really cold. My feet just, you know, they have bad circulation on there. Primark, $3.99. I'll take a look. See, that's the kind of racing advice we all need, viewers. It's that kind of advice right there. It's not anything. It's the slippers that make the speed. Esports slippers. Have to make a market out of them. All right then. It could have been worse, couldn't it? I mean, we're starting 14th, so we're not right at the back, but we're in the middle of the midfield, and okay. Oh, please don't start me on the hairpin. Please. Oh, we're sorted. Ooh. Fuel. Fuel making a difference there. Oh, goodness me. Fuel making a big difference. That guy's going in for an overtake. I'm being tentative there. I'm thinking let's just get through the lap without a major issue. This car's behaving very differently with the fuel. Got to try and find out where I am with it at the moment. Look at the car going wide there. Wow. Trying to learn on the job here, viewers. No one's gone off. Everyone's too bloody good. Problem with these lobbies, isn't it now? It's when you're in the lower lobbies, half the field fall off the track. That was a bit close. It's all a bit risky here. It's not easy to overtake when everybody's near enough braking at the same point, and this fuel is so weighty in the car, you know. Couldn't stay close enough to get the old slipstream then, that's a shame. Didn't know he was right there, so that's the end of my race then. I've completely forgot what part of the track I'm on now. Thought it was the hairpin, slowed right down. Oh well, it's just one of those things really. It's just so difficult to overtake. Ah, damn it. Oh well. It's so difficult when everyone's getting so bumper cars, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? You're trying to be kind to everybody. You're trying to give everybody space, and everybody's mucking about. You know, got these slow guys in your way now. You just can't get past them. There's no way past them really. This was one of my problems the other day. I found that I just really struggled to actually overtake. I'm on hard tyres. Why am I on hard tyres? I put it on mediums. Oh, no wonder. No wonder I've been struggling to drive so much. Oh, well, no wonder. That explains it now, doesn't it? I'm like scrambling around trying to get grip. Now I know how to drive the car now. It's driving as if I had mediums on and thinking it was fuel weight. That explains everything. What a disaster. What a disaster. Why am I getting sportsmanship downs? I don't understand what I did wrong there. Oh, fuck. Ah, just can't do it. I can't get past anybody, can I? It's just everybody's moving about and it's just not enough time, 7 laps. Bloody frustrating, viewers. But there you go. No, I think we can't even get into the top 15 at this rate. This is just... just let him go. Whatever. Go on in. Look at these guys already pitted and they're so far ahead. That's a waste of time. Just shows what bad qualifying does. Do you know what I mean? You've just got no chance when you get qualified that far down the field. And it's really frustrating because we could have easily got, I think, a podium. But it just shows bad quality. Well, that guy obviously, you know, he's moving around a lot and it's very hard to race people who just move. Look at him, look, you know, it's like every time I'm trying to get past he's cutting in and I can't drive with that. There's no point even racing. And I'm getting sportsmanship downs every time. I don't quite know why. Ah, sorry. Ah, well, my tyres are gone anyway, so makes no odds. I'll pick this lap. What a disaster, viewers. What a disaster. It feels like, you know what it feels like? The moment I noticed I had hard tyres, I realised this whole race was a waste of time. And now we're going to be like 30 seconds behind the field. Let's go medium and do not refuel. There was no point at no stopping. Once you're in 16th place, you just, you know, where are you going to be? It makes, I've only lost 2 places. Makes no odds really. You know, it's I've damaged the tyres, got a penalty, and it's over. Let's just enjoy a couple of laps. That's all we can do now. We've got the old flashing technique behind us. I don't care, mate. I think this is the first time I'll ever finish behind where I started, actually, on this game. I've never finished a race lower than my starting position. Oh, what a frustrating race. Ah, damn. I knew I was taking a risk then. Oh well. Makes no odds, does it? Makes no odds. What a disaster, viewers. What a disastrous race. Wrong tyres. I mean, look, we've only managed to put in one lap here, and I'm really not that bothered. I was hoping we could catch 12th, but you know, I knew it was going to be on the limit. Spin done my tyres. My heart isn't in it really anymore. It just feels like a big fat waste of time when things like that happen. So alas, that's that then. There we go. It's just one of those things really. Gutted really. Gutted. It's a waste of time. I was hoping for more then. Started the race on the wrong tyres. Immediately realised, well, I didn't realise actually that was the problem there. I thought what's wrong with the car? I thought the fuel weight was affecting it and it wasn't driving right. And it wasn't to the end of the second lap or something I realised I'm on the wrong tyres. I'm on hards and they're 2 seconds a lap slower. So yeah, I mean we lost 10 seconds then. Sorry Doug, my heart wasn't in it then. I'll be honest, I'm not really bothered to come in like 15th place. It's one of those things. So that was a disappointing race. So frustrating. Now we're going to go back to this. We're going to have one go at this. And we're going to try, when that opens, back to practicing this again. And then we're going to see how we get on. This time I will have a break before the race. I do need my break before the race just to chill out for a minute. But that was my worst ever race finish. I'll just say, my worst ever race finish since I started playing the game. Right, let's try this, and this time we'll check we're on the right tyres. Of course, there's only hard. So, oh, wheels coming off as well. That was close. Right. I haven't got the fixing screw for it. I've lost it. So, occasionally you'll see me. Okay, so let's just check we're going to zoom in and try and race this now. It's a big change. Oh, I don't want to look at my SR now. It's ruined it, Doug. It's ruined it. It's going to be like terrible. Going to be terrible. You know, I feel like I've lost my mojo for tonight. Really, I might just give up. Actually, just tired now. Like you say, 2 hours of driving, you know, it's like, you know, I just get so tired. Right, I'm going to have a break for a minute. I'm literally too tired after that. I might be back, viewers. I might not be. I'm going to leave the stream running, and then at 8 o'clock, if I feel like it, I'll jump in the race and see how I get on. But I'll be back in a moment, or maybe I won't. Well, I will be back. I just don't know if I'll be racing. Okay, viewers, so we're going to have a quick go at the race. Obviously, it would have been nice to have had a practice first, but we, you know, no time for that as well. Good luck to Key as well, and look at his tyre wear now in practice. Good luck to him. And hi, Johnny. Wow. I don't know what the Valve VR, Valve Index VR headset is, but I've got an HTC Vive and I like that. Oh, it doesn't let me practice now. Damn, I've just missed the practice period. So feet are still a bit cold, but that's all right. That's why. It's because that plate is just so cold. So cold. I'm going to have to train this there or something to put my feet on, warm them up a bit. I'm going to have to sort some kind of slippers out for sure. I'm going to take the recommendation for now. Obviously I haven't practiced now, so when I get back on the track I'll lose all my time, so this is going to be a challenging it's always the same, isn't it? I'm always coming in without enough practice. You know, I had a bit of practice earlier, I was ready in the zone, and now I'm back and oh, it's working. And yeah, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? So that was a bit frustrating, that race earlier. See how we get on in this one. It's been a stressful week, actually. There's been a lot going on this week. It's been a stressful week behind the scenes, and sometimes when it's stressful, it's really hard to come on here and concentrate on the racing when you got other things on your mind. Hello, Mark. But we are going to relaunch the Patreon soon. I've been saying that for a while, but we are going to relaunch it, and it's one of those things that's sort of essential for us to really get somewhere, actually, to be able to keep doing what we do, because it is difficult these days. I don't know. And hello from Russia. Hello from the UK. And yeah, we're just going to try again. Obviously, my sportsmanship rating will have taken a big knock from that race, so we're just going to have to try and do what we can. Now, obviously, I've got to try and practice. I've got a warm-up lap, which is essential, and then I'm just going to have to see where I end up in the qualifying. This is going to be tricky, viewers. So we know now that we do need to pit as well. So we're going to have to learn on the warm-up lap how to do the lap again really quickly. I'm going to turn this light off just to help me see a bit. It makes me a bit whiter on the screen, but it's just one of those things. I have a very bright white light to do the green screen, so it always makes me look very pale. My eyes are just not having it tonight. And don't do that. Don't do that. Right, okay. Did it perfect every lap earlier, so 50 seconds to learn the track. Let's see. Okay. We learned it a bit earlier and we did some good. And I had my braking point set and I've lost it. Please let me brake for this. Right, okay, so braking too late there. Maybe 2 meters earlier would have got the car in. Right, that's a really important data there. Trying to risk it a bit there. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. So thank you to Russia. Right, let's see how we get on in qualifying. Okay. Rather strange there. It just wasn't going to let me out, was it? We're going to turn that off as well. It's just a bit too bright in my eyes. Yep. Don't need that right now. We're not using it anyway, so we're just... Kurt's not a fan of this game. But you know, it's... I mean, you talk about game being broken. What? Oh well. Just go on in. Don't know why he had to rush to go into the back of me anyway. Ah, terrible. Lost all that speed. Touching the wall. Right, let's try and concentrate. Terrible. Braking too late. So we'll have to try and remember on the next lap. You know, you might say, well, you was doing this earlier, but what happens is that I don't have the time to, you know, when you suddenly go and learn another track and you drive another car, you just lose those little points that make you... Right, it's braking earlier there next time. So we've made a few mistakes. We'll see who's going to block us here. We couldn't get past, could we? Oh well, what can you do? Oh, it's just not happening for us, is it? It's just not happening for us, is it? I just can't concentrate when there's all that going on. Oh. Oh, you know what? I don't know whether to bother, really. Don't know if I should bother, really. My heart's not in it today. My heart's not in it. I've lost it now. I've lost my mojo, really. Doing it for the grind. Doing it for the grind. So... we'll go to the pits. We'll pit and then we'll take our penalty and then we'll have got one lap and then that'll be it. We'll be starting in last place, which is going to be a real shame. Real shame. Okay, we're going to try and get round if we can. So we've got new tyres. We didn't make any difference because of course we had the penalty anyway. And then we're just going to see if we can it's not been a good day, has it? Not been a good day. Both on and off the camera, viewers. It's been a difficult couple of days for sure. It's gone. It's gone. Can't remember how to do the lap from like an hour ago, you know. It's just crazy. Just crazy. That shows you my mind. Oh, thank you. Someone actually pulled off the racing line and then started to turn back onto it again. How weird. Okay, fourth. Well, at least we've put a lap in anyway. This guy's right in my way. I had to lift a bit then just to get past him, so we'll lose time. Ah, it's a shame. That's a shame, viewers. It's a shame. It's a shame, but it's part of the night. Part of the night. 149.5. Look at that. 149.5 would have given us pole position, eh? But there you go. No, it wouldn't. It's certainly been up there, though, wouldn't it? That's a shame. The problem with penalties in qualifying is that you lose the lap you're on, but you also lose the next lap as well. So So 149.5, not a bad lap really. I think if we could have just not had that, I think that penalty must have been really marginal. But there you have it. That was despite a lift in the tunnel here, getting past that chap. So yeah, so we only the one recorded lap. How about that? Look at that. Every other lap was a bit of a mess. So there you go. Despite mucking around, 8th place, which is where we were before actually, but could have been a bit quicker in the 149s. I think we could have got a low 149 actually with our pace there. Never mind. Never mind. I'm just gutted. Okay, that's how we get on. Look at that, 149.5 would have put me in 3rd on the grid. Damn. Oh well, let's you know, thanks to everybody who's still watching for the support. It's not been great racing earlier. It's very frustrating sometimes. Penalty there was a bit of a bummer, wasn't it? 3rd on the grid would have been lovely. Sinking my eye. And Czech is here. Hi Czech Console Racing. Thanks, Signor. I will do my best. Something in my eye, but it's alright. Oh God, get out of my eye. What's it doing? Stay there. So 8th place on the grid, which has put us out of place given our lap time speed, which is a real shame because it would have been good to have been up with the top 3. We're not going to beat the top 2 because they are badass. But I'd say if we can finish, you know, if we can finish top 6, I'll be happy with that result. Again, these are such good lobbies of players now. I mean, it's really tough trying to beat them. And I don't know how good the Ferrari 50 is on this track, you know. So I've just used the BMW because everyone else is using the BMW, but. Not really certain how some of these other cars handle in comparison in terms of race pace, tyre wear. Tyre wear shouldn't be too bad in theory, but sometimes hard tyres can start with no grip and then go to less than no grip basically. So thanks guys. Thanks, Tom. Try my best. It's almost like, I was really in the zone during the first race. I really felt confident that even though I wasn't as quick, that I could go for it. But this race, I'm not so confident. I actually feel a little bit concerned about this first lap. I think it's going to be a bit messy, honestly. I think there's going to be action in this race. There's going to be drama. Cool. Imagine being down all the way down to 20th, all the way around the chicane. Bad enough for me being on the corner. Fuel seems quite low in comparison. See how it goes actually. Just going to knock the fuel down to 2 for a minute. I'm just seeing there that fuel appears to be much more limited than I was expecting. I suppose we better do 1 for a moment just to keep up with everybody. Oh, this is a bit of a bundle, isn't it? Oh wow, that was. How did he not get a penalty for bashing into 2 of us? And I get the sportsmanship down. That's definitely an issue. That performance deficit there is definitely running out of fuel. I think we're going to need a fuel stop. Shame he's really blocking us there. We've lost a lot of time, haven't we? But not much we can do about it. He's blocking us all he can, isn't he? Not really helping the Nations Cup, is he? So not taking us out of the race, but I'm just a bit concerned about the fuel situation. It seems like fuel is going to be marginal. It does. It seems like fuel is really marginal. I had no idea that fuel would be. I had no idea that fuel was even an issue in this race. See, I would have learned that if I had done the run earlier. Oh well. Yes, Rudolph, it's one of those things, isn't it, really? I had no idea that fuel was going to be this critical in this race. I had no idea. I didn't watch any of the streams earlier, obviously, and perhaps I should have. What are we, lap 3? Oh well. I had no idea about this. I'm on completely the wrong fuel strategy for this point. I should have gone low from the off. But lucky I spotted it, otherwise I would be seriously in trouble. Ah well. Makes no odds to me now, does it? So that's the end of that race. Oh well, we done what we could. Let's let him through. That's what happens when you have the wrong fuel strategy. And everybody else knows what they're doing, and suddenly you're in this position where well, who cares, guys? It doesn't matter now anyway, does it? I mean, honestly, we're in 13th place. we've got no chance now, have we? I thought this was a non-pit stop flat out race, so I had no strategy plan for... th place then. So a bit disappointing all round, isn't it? Oh, it's all gone to hell really. It's, yeah, I'll have a go another day. It's just I quite like this track, Rudolph. I actually rated, if I knew what the strategy was, I'd actually rated my chances. I mean, I could have been third on the grid had I not had that penalty. It's very marginal as well. Let him by. Well, this fuel strategy didn't work, did it? Didn't work. So the idea is you go flat out and then you pit. So that's the actual fuel strategy. So sadly, we're going to have to knock this one on the head tonight, I think. I might have a go later, but I won't stream it. I'll just have a go on it. There's not even enough fuel anyway, so the whole race has been destroyed. Ah well. That's the end of that race, viewers. So very disappointing. He's got me. Ah well. Thanks, Rudolph. We're either going to get past or we're going to have a bit of a tangle, I think, here. Oh, he's moving around a bit in the braking zone. That's not very helpful. And then I get the SR down, even though he's going from side to side. Still my life, isn't it? This is all going to get a bit messy between us, I think. Let's see. Oh well, so it was a learning race, wasn't it? We were learning tonight, again, a bit like the race the other night, when you don't know what the strategy is. So the strategy was simply go flat out and pit, basically. But of course I was under the impression that you weren't going to pit, you could save fuel. But it wasn't even close, was it? The time I lost saving fuel was unbelievable. So, well, happens like that. My mind is elsewhere anyway. I've got other things on my mind, so it doesn't help sometimes. Oh, look at this. This is looking dodgy. So hard to overtake on this track, isn't it? Oh! I didn't put enough fuel in. Strange, I thought I put enough in. Oh, it makes no odds now. Stay on number 6. What a disastrous race, honestly. It's a real shame because, you know, we were capable of a standard 1:50 lap time. At no point have I been able to really do what I do. And disaster. Oh well, at least we used the fuel we had. Oh well, it just wasn't to be today, viewers, was it? Brian, it's been a dreadful night's racing. Dreadful. Actually, I really look forward to the first race here. I would have, if I'd done the first race, I'd have been ready for this one, but sadly I can't do 5 hours of driving. I mean, it's been a 3.5 hour stream, hasn't it? Admittedly, I had a 15-minute break, but 3 hours of driving is always my limit, basically. So I can't do 5 hours of driving, but yeah, disappointing. You know, that's 2 of my worst races ever. Normally, I never finish down the order like that, but yeah, it just wasn't to be today. It's probably lost my sportsmanship rating as well. I've still got my S. It's not over yet. But I probably, my stats have probably been destroyed now. Let's take a look. Let's have a look at the old stats where we are. Yeah, again, that was just a not knowing the strategy situation, wasn't it, really? Um, I don't know where I am. So I never really pushed on that race at all. So I comfortably had better lap times in me. And I think looking at the lap times that were there, we would probably have been up the order. So now I know next time you keep it at fuel level 1 and you just go for it, basically. Not that there'll be a next time, but if there ever is. See what the damage is. So yeah, it's been a bad day in the office. I've lost a lot of my rank today. Goodness. And you know, look at that. You know, that rank issue is down to the fact that it kicked me out of a lobby primarily in the first race, and it's actually marked me as last, basically. Oh man. So it's been a bit of a smash to it today. Oh, thanks, Brian. I do my best, you know. I do my best. It's been a long stream today, and yeah, it's all a bit stressful behind the scenes. I've got to there's stuff I want to do with VVV in the future, and it's really hard getting games companies to work with you these days, and I'm just finding it all increasingly difficult these days. It's just such a battle behind the scenes, but I think I'm getting to the end of my stream now. I'm pretty tired, actually. To be honest, I'm shattered right now. I'm shattered. So I'm going to call it a night, viewers. Thanks for tuning in. I'm sorry I wasn't able to put in the good performances tonight. It's just yeah, one thing and another. The strategy and the first race, the problems there. It's just been a disaster, basically. So one of those things. But we'll get it back. We'll get the mojo back, and we'll be better next time. The good news is that I think we do have the pace. I think we could have qualified in third, and if we'd known the strategy, I think push for a podium in that race, and I think we've got more in us yet. So we've certainly not maximised our speed. I think could have got pole position in the manufacturers series earlier, and again, you know, one thing and another, guy getting in my way, and that kind of done that as well. So it's just been a night of things happening and going wrong. But listen, that's it for now, viewers. Thanks for tuning in. And I'm going to call it a night, and there'll be more from me very soon.